Hello, Stairs. My name is Blue, and today we're lost in Homestuck Epilogue. Meet chapter part 39. There are 45 parts in Meet, and then we'll be off to Candy, so we're almost done with this part. But, let's get on it. I'm inside Jake's mansion. It's just idiotically garish as the last time I saw it. There was once a time I swore I'd never set foot in here again, for various reasons I won't get into. Jake is the type of guy who makes you say stuff like that, but he's also the type who reminds you to never say never. Here I fucking am again in this useless dickhead's dime store McMansion, but only because I need one of his ships. Rose is still asleep from the drugs. I put her on that monstrous overstuffed velvet couch over there, and my guy Squarewave is here too. I need his help today, because there's a lot of cargo to wrangle. He's wheeling something around in his hand truck. Something about the height of Rose, roughly rose-shaped, and wrapped in cloth. I know she's gonna love it the first time she sees it. But the only way she'll be able to do that is when she is awake, looking in a mirror. Dirk owns Skynet, a company which, among other things, manufactures spaceships. They do stiff business selling these rigs, especially with all the new military contracts the Crocker administration has been handing out. If it weren't for his connection to a good supply of quality StarCraft, I'm honestly not sure if I'd even bother stopping by before leaving. I'd have to think about it. Yeah, we're friends, I suppose, but there really isn't much I have to say to this guy anymore. But as long as I'm here, I have to confess, I've been mulling over a few choice remarks to let him chew on while I'm gone. I didn't tell him I'd be coming. That would be a scene. He'd prepare too much, roll out the red carpet, so to speak, suggest plans, stammer nervously, throw on about something a bit more skin-hugging than usual. I may have already mentioned, but I'm a bit too deft at this for my own good. Doing the thing where I tug at the part of someone's latent thought process that already knows they adore me. If someone would just pull the stops from their sense of inhibition, they'd realize they would do anything for me. Though I could be overselling my methods of persuasion while shortchanging my natural aura of charisma and dashing good looks, maybe I'm just that fucking charming. There are times that I actually do manage to underestimate my positive qualities, believe it or not. Normally corralling Jake's attention is like greasing up your whole naked body and tackling a shrieking hog on rocket skates. There was always a part of his mind that was conflicted about me. Intrigued, titillated, wary. But now he's just plain obsessed. That wasn't really what I was going for, but hey, with political warfare comes collateral damage. It's harmless enough anyway. It's not like I gave him a 6-scar or anything that would hurt his value as priceless sexual commodity. The only thing affected was his brain. It's a bit like if someone hacked a comment section. Who gives a shit? Dirk! I glance up the stairs. Oh, I'm gonna have to try to read Jake's fucking way of speaking again. Okay. I glance up the stairs where he was standing on the precipice overlooking the foyer. Yeah, he definitely wasn't expecting company. He's completely nude except for a pair of boxers with a pattern of green skulls, pistols, and some shapes that maybe are supposed to be pot leaves? He blunders down the stairs at top speed and runs over and gives me a huge bro hug, making my spine pop. God, he's so fucking strong. I hate that brief feeling of being crushed by this oaf makes... I hate that the very feeling of being crushed by this oaf makes my dick twitch slightly. Hey, Drake. Well, isn't this a heap of chili legs and shamrocks? Jake, I'm begging you, speak normally. I had no idea you had plans to visit my humble abode, to swing about the old manor, douches English, as they say. That's 3 different fucking languages. What brings you here, pal? I seem to recall the last time we were bumping about the Rhombus Cabana you swore some sort of blood oath you'd never set foot in here again with one of your customary dramatic flourishes. Yeah, well, I meant it at the time. Let's just leave it at that. Okie dokie. Gosh, it's so good to see you. So good. He's gently stroking the side of my arm now, making no effort to disguise his interest in the contours of my muscles. I use that arm to put a hand on her shoulder in an affable way so that he's forced to stop. Listen, man. You got a spare spaceship lying around? We're going on a trip. I nod over to the direction of the couch. Jake's eyebrows shoot up. Oh, I didn't even notice Rose there. Wow, she looks really zonked. Bad hangover, I presume? Hold the phone. Wasn't she supposed to be off the sauce, or is that not a thing anymore? It's not a hangover, she's just tired. Can you help us out? Of course, mate. I've got frickin' scads of things lying around. Prototypes, top secret experimental models, galaxy-class ball busters, dog-eared for the white shirts in the gumbit. They pay some tidy coin for all this industrial military what's-it, you know. I grit my teeth, focusing on breathing steadily. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Anything, really. Something fast. Fast! We can do fast! He scurries over to a new money-looking Baroque antique cabinet. His ample junk swinging. Dirk goes into way too much detail. His ample junk swinging about and his loose boxers free as a jaybird. He opens a small door and rifles through a stack of stray papers and capsule cards. Here's one. Ought to do you splendidly. Thanks, bro. I take it. We're almost through this dirty little bit of business. I know there's more, though. There always is with him. In fact, here it comes. I can smell it a mile away. I know exactly what he's about to say. And the buoyant obliviousness with which he'll say it. So, where are we going? Yeah, I thought this misunderstanding might happen. My bad, man. I wasn't that clear up front. We aren't going anywhere. This is just me and Rose on this trip. Oh, I see. Well, when you live a married life, I suppose from time to time one must get away from the old ball and chain one way or another. So it's a stag night of sorts, in space, with a gay girl instead of a feather. And not me. Yes. Jake falls quiet for a moment as his pitiful pea brain struggles to process this shocking information. Godzooks. Gadzooks? Jake, what are these words? Well, say no more then. So, how long will you be away? Does Kanaya know about all these shenanigans? Yes, we've discussed it. She's okay with it. Whew, good to see there's no trouble in paradise. They've always had the most lovely marriage. Yeah, Dirk. On the other hand, you know how those dames can be. He shakes his fist to demonstrate whatever bad point he's making. There are times, let me tell you, how I feel like I dodged a bullet by not jumping the matrimonial broom with Jade. I love her to death, obviously, and I do fucking anything for her, especially now that she's El Presidente. Cripes. Oh boy, sometimes I can hardly believe how that sounds. But it sure is what happened, isn't it? Partly thanks to the humdinger of a speech by yours truly, but, But wow, never mind that, Oatslaw. What I'm saying is, I don't know what I'm saying. We guys need to stick together sometimes and live our lives and not, well, play such ornamental roles in the lives of our important and powerful womanly counterparts dear to us, though they be. I think maybe I'm saying we should hang out more, Dirk. No pressure, I mean. When you get back from your extraterrestrial camping trip, of course. When did you say you're coming back? He's sweating. More than I've ever seen him before, stammering, desperate. I need to be brutally direct with the poor guy. Enough's enough. I won't be coming back, Jake. His mouth is hanging open. Not a shred of restraint on his crestfallen posture. But he needs to hear this. All of it. Like, wait, you aren't coming back. Ever. Ever? Yeah. But I don't... Why, Dirk? Tears are starting to come. His composure is breaking. He's staring intently at my face, as if trying to drink in every precious moment of what he knows in his heart will be the last time we will ever see each other. He takes in every drop of light reflecting on from my beautiful face. The sculpted cheekbones, the warrior's eyebrows, the deadly serious yet exquisitely kissable mouth. This is the face he lives for now, a visage that, in mere minutes, will vanish from his life forever. The tears drop. His voice cracks. Please, please take me with you, Dirk. I can't do that, Drake. It's not within the parameters of the mission. But, what mission? I can't do this alone, Dirk. This life, this, whatever is happening now, whatever's expected of me, I can't do it. Not without you. You're going to have to, man. Jane needs you now more than ever. She has a tough road ahead. It's hard running a planet, but she'll whip it into shape. I trust her, and so should you. But she needs you at her side. If all goes well, she'll rule Earthsea for millions of years, and you'll be critical to that reign. But I don't know what to do, Dirk. I don't know how to help someone rule. I wouldn't know the first thing about strategy or advising policy or... I almost burst out laughing, but managed to control myself. Jake. Nobody wants you to do any of that. Well, I know Jane sure doesn't. Then, what? You'll just be, you know, her candy boy? Her candy boy? Yeah. Being on call. Serving a multi-million-year term of giving her the right kind of presidential action she needs to keep going. To keep her morale hot up and such. To provide her with many hairs. Doesn't that sound cool? Hairs? Yeah, like kids. A lot of them. Think about it. You could have thousands of kids. They'll all grow old and die because they aren't god tiers like the both of you are. But you just keep having more. Sounds pretty badass to me. Like getting to live through your entire future family tree. To watch your own endless branching dynasty flourish. I'm almost a little jealous. No! That sounds dreadful! Dirk, please! I glance at the clock on the wall. This needs to end soon. There's a lot of important things still to be done, and this sure isn't one of them. Time to man up, Jake. This is what your life is now. It's only bad if you treat it this way. It's actually fantastic. Someday you'll get it. No, Dirk. I can't bear to let you go. You've meant so much to me my whole life. I probably did a bad job of showing that because I'm such a shitty, blubbering, fucking nut idiot. But you don't think I know? I'm a fucking bonehead who no one respects? But you're all I have to keep me anchored to any feeling of true self-worth I ever had. You taught me so much. Remember the old days in suburb, Dirk? Those days were absolute bee's knees. Jesus Christopher Clown Cock. The fuck? You taught me about combat, philosophy, life, love, Dirk. I'm so bad with feelings. I never said it when we were together, but I love you, Dirk. I love you. There, I said it. I love you. I've never ever loved anyone so much in my whole life. He waits a second for a response, but my face doesn't move a muscle. He won't dare waste his momentum, though. He threw in the penny, here comes the pound. Dirk, I'm begging you. Just take me with you. It's fine. You don't have to love me. I'm okay with that. Whatever you want. I just need to be with you, near you. Anything. I can't stay here. Please, not without you. I just want to be anywhere but here as long as it's with you. He explodes into tears. A sloppy volcanic eruption of mucus, ugly noises, and the tatters of a barred soul. He begins slumping to the ground, but I grab his shoulders roughly and lift him up with a violent jerk. I look into his eyes furiously. My glare is incinerating. It halts his infantile wailing, like a cranky baby somewhere just got tossed into the vacuum of space. He's scared. No. Terrified of being left with no one who truly cares for him. Of the magnitude of his raw, perilously unearthed feelings. But most of all, right here, right now, he's terrified of me. I pull him close with all my strength, flesh to my body, and wrap my arms around him to cradle the back of his neck with my calloused palm, and I kiss him. It's the softest kiss I've ever given. My lips yield in a way that feels to him impossibly miraculously forgiven, like cannonballing into a frozen lake only to discover it's not frozen at all. It's not even water. It's a sheet of 1,000 layers of silk. It's a pool of 1,000,000,000,000 discrete, tiny, shimmering beads of chilled mercury. It's the final, gentle exhale of the most beautiful symphony ever played. It's the soothing, mythically rumored oasis where the stairs, I never learned how to properly say that word, and nymphs once took pleasure and together forged the very concept of comfort we understand today. It lasts a fleeting moment. 2 ticks of the clock over there, 2 ticks longer than anyone will ever kiss him again like that. 2 ticks longer than he ever deserved. I move my hands up to his face with the palm of my hands on his wet cheeks. I gently push his head about 6 inches away from my face and say, "I'm sorry, Jake, but I'll never let you break my heart again." Abruptly, I turn and walk to the couch. I pick up Rose, not at square wave. He springs into action, pushing the hand truck out the door. Without looking back, I follow and slam the door behind me. 540. Kanaya Miriam is single and ready to mingle. Alright, not really. But she's coping admirably with the sudden departure of her beloved spouse. She's doing her best not to think about it. That's how you get past something. Just put it out of your mind, train your thoughts on a hopeful future, and stop dwelling on the many little micro failures in your past that all added up to a doomed marriage. She's looking directly ahead, chin up, taking firm, confident strides. The heels of her designer shoes click loudly in the hospital linoleum. She grips the antidote I left for her with both hands as she scans the hall room for a number she got from the front desk. She hears Roxy's voice before she sees the number and follows the sound. She enters the room. There's Jade, still as a corpse, propped up slightly in her bed, as the adjacent heart monitor beeps gently. Roxy is sitting next to her in a chair, still looking every bit the slick and cool dude he's presenting as these days. Nice. There's nobody else in the room. I guess he was talking to Jade? That's very kind, but she can't hear you, Roxy. She'll be able to soon enough, though. When she does, you'll probably want to be the one listening to what she has to say. Oh, hey! Hello. How is she? Sleeping? I don't know. Yes, I see. I brought this. What's that? Kanaya pops the cap off the EpiPen-style delivery mechanism for the antidote and jabs it into Jade's arm. Her hand twitches a bit, and her body begins to stir. Her mouth opens a crack, and she lets out a barely audible whimper. She opens her eyes wide suddenly. Her bright green irises dart around the room. She's trying to solve the riddle of her present location. Roxy peers intently through his shades to get a better look. They're Jade's same old eyes, playful, intelligent, but they seem different somehow. These are eyes that have seen so much more than they had last time they were opened. Jade! Oh my god! Jade, you're awake! How are you feeling? Jade stares at Roxy. If she mistakes him for Dave, it isn't long. She hears the beeping next to her. Glances out the window. This is a hospital room. She understands now. Her mind races, sifting through the overwhelming amount of information that became available to her the moment her trance began. The scope of her awareness, she now understands, is truly staggering. Memories are suddenly accessible that they are almost impossible to believe. Some of them are unspeakably marvelous to her, others deeply disturbing. No more than just disturbing. She lingers in the dark recesses of her consciousness. There were things she saw, things she was told. Her mouth twists into a silent snarl. She's been angry plenty of times before, but never so angry that she stopped being cute. She's not cute this time. She starts breathing harder, belligerently, pushing the air from her nostrils. The beeping doubles its pace. Her eyes go wild, no longer sizing up the room, but calculating the true extent of the turbulent rage coursing through her body. Her brow seizes sharply. Her nose wrinkles as her upper lip rises and quivers. Then it hits her. She knows exactly why she's feeling this way. She bolts upright from her bed and shouts, "Dirk Strider has to be stopped!" Click. Okay. 41! She's right, of course. I do have to be stopped. Not because I'm really that bad. I mean, I don't think I am. I'll understand if there are those who disagree. If my agenda was to try as hard as I could to make sure that no one thought I sucked, what the fuck would ever get done? How would I go about taming this world or shaping reality for the better if I didn't bother pursuing those goals and thereby tactically accepting the untold suffering that resulted from my inaction? Wouldn't that make me a bad person? If I try and succeed, I'm a hero, right? And if I try and fail, at least I made things interesting on my way to the grave. There would be a tragic nobility in that. And the way I see it, settling for anything less from my arc would be, frankly, pathetic. So yeah, of course I know I have to be stopped. It's part of the contract. What you sign up for when you assume the burdens of this sort of power. Where there is that which must be subdued and suborned. For the greater good, there is that which will instinctively resist. That which that whatever's going on here could be wrong. Otherwise, intervention wouldn't be necessary, would it? If reality and those within it were already so intrinsically palpable, so amenable to deviating from their true nature, from the sins and the faults of God, would have no rigidity, no resilience. There would be no challenge in forcing their correction. No reward in ramming salvation down their throats. I know this isn't coming cheap, what I'm trying to do. The cost of it is knowing I need to be stopped. I accept it consciously, and when time comes, if it comes, I'll offer myself up gladly. But I'm not a fool. I know what accepting this cost really means. Through any objective narrative faculty. No matter how I rationalize things, how grandly I orate my supreme designs, how indulgent and self-obsessed my concluding soliloquy may come across, I am perfectly aware of what I've become in all practical ways. I am the villain now. It's gotten impossible for me to see this result as anything but inevitable from the day I was spawned from a puddle of slime. I want to be a good person. I believe I'm a good person. But when you're someone like me, good is never going to be quite good enough. The problem is, I think power like mine can only make antagonistic intent unavoidable. Who could wield such control over people's choices in the course of events without ultimately becoming the enemy of anyone who notices? Maybe only a stronger person than I could manage to pull it off. Someone like Dave. So when I say I know I need to be stopped, I guess it's more than just accepting my end of a diabolical bargain. I know I need to be stopped, because I'm sure deep down, somewhere inside my infinitely recursive sense of self, I know what's going on here is all just a little bit sick. To be honest, I'd consider killing myself and sparing reality all the trauma from the jump. I mean, a legit suicide, not one of those melodramatic faux suicidal plays for attention, sympathy, or Jake's dick. But to really do it for keeps? For a truly selfless purpose? Nah, too cowardly for that. Too afraid to stop existing for good. Wouldn't you be if you were me? I guess therein lies the problem. If I weren't me, obviously I consider myself much less indispensable. Only worthless people permit themselves the luxury of a valorous sacrifice. When the deed is done, what was really lost? It's like the guy in the mailroom quitting in self-righteous huff. Who the fuck were you again? No. When the sense of self is substantial, when the fate of everything turns in on every vein limb of an ego this sprawling, this entrenched in the very medium that contains all else, there's a certain existential sunk cost that goes with the whole deal. A persona that vast doesn't just self-terminate. It won't allow itself to. That's why when someone finally comes knocking for a price I owe, I'll fully welcome it. By then, it'll be a long time coming, and I'll probably have done more than my share to make sure somewhere along the way it all got put into motion. What good is a villain who doesn't have a satisfying, dramatic comeuppance in store for him? So yeah, next time I die, let's pencil it in as a just death. And let's also have it on good authority that next time Dave cuts off my head, it'll be for good. I'll be looking forward to that day just as much as the next guy. So, Dirk needs to be stopped from doing what again? everything. Whatever he's trying to do right now. Like, well, this is going to be hard to explain. Are you sure, Jade? After all, he is the one who provided me with the medicine that just woke you up. He did? Yes. Huh. Okay, but he's the one who shot me in the first place. He what? Why would he do that? He needed me to be asleep so that he could... What's going on right now is really abstract. I'm sorry, but you have to believe me. This is a crisis. Okay. But maybe we shouldn't rush to judgment. You have been in coma for some time. Maybe it's best to take a little while to recover and then gather your thoughts. But for now, I don't see much reason to doubt Dirk's good intentions. He gave me this medicine, and we just had a pretty good talk today. I think it helped me clear the air on a few things, and now I feel better. I think. Sad and heartbroken, yes, but free. Free? What are you talking about, Kanaya? What did he say? He's going to take good care of Rose. Probably much better than I'd ever be able to. I'll miss her, but I'm at least thankful for that. Thankful? Kanaya! Did Dirk kidnap Rose? No, it's not like that at all. You see, Okay, yes, I know how this must sound. So, like, where is Rose? Is she with him? Yes, I guess they formed a strong human familiar bond such that it is no longer necessary for Rose to have me as her spouse. And now they'll leave this planet together and do important things, I guess, which do not concern us. What? No, I know. It probably sounds... I know how it sounds, but please believe me that appearances are misleading here. The appearance that, like, the dude just kidnapped your fucking wife and pieced out? Yes, You see? Something's wrong. Can I just ask, how did you become to feel this way? Like, to be okay with it, I mean. Did Dirk convince you to be fine with this directly, like in conversation? Or did you just make peace with it on your own? I was running around desperately trying to catch them in the act of their... behavior. And then... I sat down and thought about it and realized I was being foolish. That it was better to let Rose go if that's what she really wanted. There! That's it! That's what I'm talking about! Kanaya, there's no way you would have just let Rose go like that without someone pulling the string. Dirk's been fucking with you! He's been fucking with all of us! God damn, really? Yes! Kanaya, think about it for a second. Think about how you really feel about Rose, about all this. Are you sure you're just fine with Rose leaving like that? It's fine, Kanaya. Why don't we just say I'm invoking the mercy rule here? Jade is onto me, obviously. But I wouldn't have even let her wake up if there was anything you all could do about it by now. As the cherub resurfaces in her mind, I'll be fading out of here soon anyways. I don't see any reason to keep my dear friends in limbo any longer than they need to be. So forget what I said. All the stuff about you not being good enough for her, it probably wasn't true. I mean, what do I know? How worthy you are of another's company is just a matter of the choices you make, right? I'm sure you would figure out how to prove your worth to her if you really tried. For now, the only thing that really matters is to acknowledge it's too late for any of that. Wait, I'm confused. Why didn't I at least demand to see my wife before they departed while I had Dirk on the phone? Oh my god, you didn't even see her before she left? No, at the time it didn't feel right to ask, I guess. I was so devastated. I thought that I should just... I don't know what I thought. What was I thinking? Kanaya stares into the distance. The best fucking question anyone ever asked. Why am I so fucking awesome? I believe I've recently provided more than enough material to supply an answer to that question, but Kanaya may have just asked the second best fucking question anyone has ever asked. What was she thinking? What were any of us thinking, really? Who's doing the thinking, and who's having the thoughts? The more you study the question, the more it seems all concrete forms of accountability go up in smoke. Her original thoughts were never that important, and the significance of the idea that she was the one authoring them was always a bit overrated. My mission is to someday clear this all up for everyone, remove the ambiguity, suck the mud out of the water. It'll be a lot better that way. Trust me. Have I lost my fucking mind? She's really pissed. Yikes. Couldn't pay me to be in that room right now. Not for all the agencies in the world. What has Dirk done to my wife? Whoa. What you mean there? He did something to her. He has corrupted her in some way. I know Rose. I love Rose. She would never do something like this to me. She wouldn't do it to anyone. Not unless she was under duress in some way. It's Dirk. It's always been Dirk. He's behind this. I'll get him for this. I swear that I shall make him pay dearly for stealing my beloved wife. Jade. She uses both her hands to grab Jade by the hospital gown and starts shaking her vigorously, but she's unlikely to get answers from her that way. If anything, she'll cause her to go silent a lot more quickly than she was about to anyways. She's just resting despite from her slumber. Tell me everything you know. Why does Dirk have to be stopped? What does that mean? How did you learn all of this? Tell me your secrets, damn it! Can I, please stop shaking me. I'm sorry. When I was asleep, I saw things and was visited in my dreams by the old muse who once helped us. Kelly's ghost double, and there was so much... all these memories from different timelines. And such sad memories, visions of death and sacrifices. A great battle with Lord English. It was so overwhelming and hard to make sense of. Yes, but what about Dirk? I'm trying to get to that. The thing with Dirk is... it's happening. Roxy notices right away because she's seen it before. And now Kanaya sees it too. A distant look in her eye as she trails off. They get cloudy, turn gray, and then fill completely as if jet black ink were flooding the vitreous bodies of her eyeballs. Jade isn't here anymore. And with that, I'll be getting my hat and coat, so to speak. No use lingering around here much longer. The cherub is already beginning to drown me out. I can feel it, but this time, I'm ready. Jade? Jade! No. Not with this shit. Not again with this shit. Jade, no. Jade, snap out of this. This grim condition of sorts. I need you to tell me what you know. She's not gonna tell you shit. Not for a good while, anyway. It's up to the cherub to let go of her now. I doubt she'll do that before I'm light years away from this planet. She'll keep jamming my signal and won't dare risk stopping until she knows I am at a safe distance. The catch-22, right, Kanaya? Kind of a catch-22, right, Kanaya? The one who's protecting you from all my influence is also blocking you from getting answers. Not that you'd even know what to do with them. Don't know what to do when they're ready. Sure. They'll all just hop in a spaceship and go on a wild goose chase trying to hunt me down. I know that already. It's really not rocket science, except for the fact that it literally is. Kanaya, please, chill. I've seen this before. There's no breaking her out of this except, I guess by doing what Dirk did, shooting her and waking her up, and Anne. Poor Jade. Yes, poor Jade, poor me, poor Rose, poor everyone. Fuck Dirk. I'm not gonna scream. She picks up the heart monitor and throws it out the hospital window. Holy shit. She picks up the heart monitor and throws it out the window. Oh yeah, I guess I don't need to fucking do this anymore. Don't worry, I'll bow out. It seems like you got this from here. Go nuts, schoolgirl. The monitor smashes on the pavement below, shattering into thousands of pieces. Spectators gather around looking up. Roxy is looking out the broken window with an apologetic demeanor and a hand to his mouth. Kanaya drops to the floor and begins weeping again. She feels the sorrow anew from her wife's departure, with a sense of rage and pain untrodden by the vow of the prince. Neither she nor her friends will have to worry about him anymore, so long as they remain on this planet under my protection. But a bunch of them won't remain, will they? They won't be able to help themselves. You know that. It has to be stopped. It has to be stopped. Huddled on the floor, she repeats this pledge to herself, theoretically. He could be stopped before he leaves, if they hurry. They would need to know what to do, where to go, and to have the motivation to do it. But time is short. I could push them, too, with a certain degree of intervention, but I will not. My unwillingness to do so is what separates me from him. And what corporal life needs now is someone presiding over them, who is nothing like him at all. That's a nice line. I get why you'd want to dial up the drama, make your grand re-entrance and all. But the fact is, even if they wanted to, even if you brain-fried them all to become your own personal cherubic puppets and sent them on a warpath to come get me, they'd still never catch me. You still don't get it yet. I'm already gone. And that was 38 through 42. I think that's the most I've read in a while making this series. But what the fuck? Wow. I probably spiked my mic a few times. I could hear it while I was recording, but and I'm sorry for that. But that's it for today. I can't even gather my thoughts enough to remember my outro. That's it for today, stars. If you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already to join our wonderful galaxy. Comment down below and I'll get back to you in some way or another. And I'll see you for our next adventure. Remember, we're all made of the same cosmic dust, so be nice. Kate, love you, bye!